Hello, hello! Welcome back to my stream. It is I, your humble host, Sketchy. We are back with Reverse 1999 for today. We'll be continuing the side content for Chapter 5, so there's that. And probably we'll be going into the side content of Chapter, is it 7? I think it was 7. Right, this is 5. No, chapters. No, it is chapter 7, right. This one. Very sand. Oh, no, right, wait. Not 7, 6. Ah, okay. So we'll be going into side content of chapter 6 at the end of it. Right, I was mistaken. I thought it was 7. The one with Kakania, Isolde, and Mrs. Hoffman, right. And I keep forgetting how that girl is called. She has a boy's name. I don't... Wait. She was called... Do I even have her? I think I had her, right? Or didn't I? Maybe not. She was a 6-star, wasn't she? Keep forgetting how she's called. Never mind. We know who are we talking about. Anyway, let's jump back into the backstory of 37. Okay, part 5 it is. What was not expressed? What was not expressed? Good question. Mornings on the beach were meant for quiet strolls and relaxation. Sophia's plan to arrive early and clear her mind seemed wise. But things rarely went as expected here.
Sophia!
Sophia, you're late.
Uh-huh.
I've been here since Apollo rose to meet the dawn. The crowd surrounding 37 seemed even larger than yesterday as she hopped and waved at Sophia. Okay. At the center of the crowd was another familiar figure.
Meaning?
Oh Jesus, that guy. Is he going to play the children's game with us? That will be something, I guess. Ah, good. The corrector's here too. What a perfect timing.
Attention, please.
Hey everyone, come gather around and take a look. 210 was holding up a magazine. Like a magazine in a sense of a paper magazine, or a magazine for a gun? My submission isn't any more childish than this game she's playing. Some chuckled. It was a common occurrence for the islanders familiar with the banter. So are they bantering from the very start of the morning? 210 confidently presented the magazine to Sophia in 37. And now we are adding bullying to the list of why he's an asshole. The magazine pages were a mess. Amid frivolous news and various announcements, a crumpled mathematical proof huddled in the corner. In a corner. Right, there's something. Fortunately, the author was still identifiable.
This is...
A treatise on the linguistics structure of truth. 210, is that your name? The touring terrorist just spread his hands out in an overproud twist without confirming.
In fact?
Certainly, it was no easy feat given our island's isolation to get this published. But where there is a will, there is a way. So what? He did this for shits and giggles, or what? Submitting these mathematical essays to outside publications is just the beginning of my many accomplishments to come. I think he's overblowing the difficulty of reaching out. And is this really a mathematical treatise? Seems like a lot of words. Sophia flipped through the magazine quickly. It was nothing more than a common railway journal. I'm not familiar with the term. Railway journal? I mean, I know what a railway is, but a railway journal? Huh. 210's essay was listed in the excerpts and anecdotes column. So basically it was submitted as a curiosity. To publish a paper on truth in a magazine like this? Huh. The editor's comment is, although the content is obscure, the wording is elegant and worth citing. That's impressive, nonetheless. The compliment was genuine, and the already haughty terrorist's confidence grew even more. Second, let me pour myself a drink. Right, I forgot to do so before the stream. But 7 fought. 57 threw crossed her arms in a breathless half. Why did I stumble on this sentence so much? 57 fought crossed arms. My brain is not working today. Jesus Christ. 57, though, crossed her arms in a breathless half. There we go.
No, that's not right.
I've read that article. It's pure sophistry. Your premise is flawed and the central thesis is complicated. The beauty of mathematical truth lies in its simplicity. These nonsensical embellishments only lead to misinterpretation. Well, whoever published it seemed to like it, if nothing else. It's cumbersome, frivolous, and most importantly, it lacks good process.
I think...
This is all just clever rhetoric, lacking in any substance. Wasted space and meaningless platitudes. That's harsh.
Meaning?
Is that so? More meaningless than all this child's play? Or perhaps this game is simple enough for you? Are these piddling lessons in basic reasoning and arithmetic the truth you are looking for?
Have fun, 37.
Well, that makes sense for a child. Carry on with your fun and games then. Is insufferable, honestly. The children on the beach had eagerly gathered around 210, forming a lively crowd. At an age when curiosity reigns, they were always interested in this kind of biting debate. The arguments, conflicts, grandeur, and aspirations converged on a single number.
210.
Yes, him, indeed.
Your number.
Your number clearly contains 2, 3, 5, and 7. What about it? You've just lumped them together without using them effectively. Oh, so now you are accusing me of being insincere? That I'm making frivolous gestures only to flaunt my intelligence? Honestly, yes.
Well, that's outstanding.
How very logical of you. How is this a bad thing? Aren't you hanging your whole existence here on logic? Not all this debate allows me to speak the truth that the others are concealing from you. Really. These are games for children, 37.
Meaning?
There are no revelations to be gleaned from your stubbornly pursuing some childish arithmetics.
In fact?
Oh, but we all trust the brilliance of our star Hermes, and also willingly serve as a companion star under your guidance. But surely our brilliant star should consider others' duties and responsibilities, no? What do you want from her? She doesn't really have any duties here, as far as I'm aware. Sofia stepped in, breaking the tension at just the right moment.
Actually,
Don't be so serious, 210. We are just passing the time before breakfast with some games, and 37 isn't forcing anyone else to join in. But I agree, perhaps these games are too simple. In your opinion, what changes should it need? Would it need? Obviously, the questions should be harder, more fitting our caliber, and there should be scores and rankings, and some sort of elimination and revival mechanism. The hell? Are you turning this into an RPG or what? All the participants should be grouped on the beach, competing in groups of 3, and special areas and specific time slots should be scheduled. Yeah, he's overcomplicating everything he involves himself in.
no.
What? Absolutely not. 37 forcefully interrupted 210's excited rulemaking.
Object!
This game and its questions were left behind by Hugh for a reason. It's simple because it was designed for children. Yes? I don't want to compete with anyone. I just want to understand the hidden meaning within the sequence of answers Hugh left. Of course, if it were more complex, then the participants might enjoy the thrill of its intellectual pursuit.
I think...
But the beauty of the game lies in its simplicity, just like the numbers themselves. Stripped of all the embellishments, one is one.
the essence won't change.
People, stones, trees, and physical things decay, deteriorate, and change, but one remains. This is a simple game, yet it holds the most wonderful wisdom.
You haven't truly understood it.
There's no need to make the simple so complicated. All these facades may grab attention, but it strays from the game's true essence. She needs to go outside and make some friends so bad. True. That's why we adopted her at the end of the chapter and took her to Laplace, to the Institute. There's more nerds like her out there. Hopefully she will find friends. Maybe. But the devs themselves seem to have forgotten that fact, that she joined Laplace at the end of the chapter, because in the recently announced animated series, there's no sight of her, and it's supposedly focusing on Laplace Institute and members of it. So that's puzzling to me. There was no sight of 37 in the trailer. I was joking with people on the Discord that probably they have hidden her in a cupboard and locked her in with some mathematical problems and endless supply of coffee. That's my head canon about it. Okay.
Meaning?
So you yourself admit it's dull and monotonous. I simply articulated the same meaning with words to make them more convincing, without distorting the truth. Some of his followers in the crowd nodded as they listened. They were captivated by his rebuttal. Such analysis, discussions, and endless numbers will was an everyday occurrence in the school of thought. 37's response was to draw several squares on the beach. A weird counter-argument, but okay.
Uh-huh.
I've learned about this from Sophia. Hopscotch is a popular children's game elsewhere. The rules are simple. One hops from one end to the other. It was easy enough to learn, and I've never forgotten it.
Meaning?
Hopscotch? You are not familiar with it? It's that game where you draw a line of numbers. Hop is not about doing a hop. I think you are kind of lost on that one. It's not about hops. Well, it is about hops, but not about scotch, that's for sure. But if one were to hop and get some scotch, that would probably increase their hope. If we are on the topic. So our star has learned hopscotch. I hope you weren't expecting surprise. No, I mean it's easy to play because of its simplicity. For this reason, it spread from where Sophia was before, and now the children on our island play too. The group of children who played on the beach yesterday began to laugh. That's right.
That's great.
57's game is fun too. 57 acknowledges her young supporters and carried on. Right, simplicity is not always bad, is it? And complicating things isn't always good either. That's the truth of the world, if there ever was one.
Mm-hmm.
If we complicate the game, Hugh, that I think they mistranslated this. If we complicate the game that Hugh designed with new rules and competitions, won't we lose its true essence? They misplaced a few words over here. Weird. A weird mistake. I'm not even sure how do you even make a mistake like that. It was a splendid debate, and some followers had already started betting seashells on which side would win. On the island, such debate might continue from early morning until the time of silence. It's very fortunate for us that these two have no access to social media. True, there would be debunking videos and counter videos ad nauseum on YouTube if they lived in a normal society of today. Not to mention all the social media posts. And each video would be 1 hour long, at the very least, if not more. If that were to happen, 37's game would be unable to continue, and more important research would tragically remain on hold. The corrector felt the need to intervene.
I think...
Both sides brought strong points, I believe.
Of course.
You're right. Oh, surprising. Yes, of course. 37 is right. About what exactly? As you said, it's a children's game. Its essence cannot and will not change. I'm curious, though, about what insights you can glean from such simplicity.
Or?
Everyone can see the answer at a glance, yet you believe there is some profound meaning in this combination of answers. Well, sometimes even the most profound findings are very simplistic in hindsight. The legendary and indispensable E equals mc square is short, concise, and not exactly complicated, but it changed physics for next 100 years at the very least. But the dude doesn't get it. Johanna then spread his hands in a mocking gesture and shrugged. It's just time wasted, nothing compared to the pivotal proof uncovered by our great star of Hermes.
Have fun, 37.
Go on, figure out how much this children's game is worth caring about. Is it just me that find funny this guy has a haircut that reminds you of Jim Carrey in that 23 movie? Huh. I mean, I kind of see it, but that's a stretch. If I'm to be honest. Funny to me because of what? They are going on and on about numbers, right? Well, there's a vague connection there. Go on, figure out how much this children's game is worth caring about. I'm eager to see the outcome. So now you can scram and leave them to it, my dude. Right. Listen to 210's statement.
Of course.
The game participants have to choose a shape. Then I'll take this triangle. You should pick a square because you are one.
Well, that's outstanding.
I was curious why you didn't choose it, as 3 is perfect and harmonious and really ought to be to your liking. So that's hopscotch? Not exactly. Usually hopscotch has extra squares to the side at certain points where you are supposed to jump on 2 feet, and when there's a single square you are supposed to jump on 1 feet. I'm surprised that you are not familiar with it. It's practically a universal and ancient game on every playground that I'm aware of. Maybe you know it under a different name. That's possible. It's called completely differently in where I'm from, but I'm familiar with it at the very least. Linear hopscotch fits better to that no friends girl? Oh, don't be so harsh. She does have a friend. At least Sophia is her friend, at the very least, if no one else. She has other friends. I would say that Styx is also her friend, to an extent. But she should have more friends her age, that's true.
But you, our star of Hermes, are the gold hidden in the sand on the never-ending beach.
Why use this voice line when it has nothing to do with the text? But this star really suits you. You finally admit you are the star of Hermes.
No. It doesn't make sense.
Is there any connection between these two?
Just fragments.
You always correlate things that are completely different in nature. 57 clearly has more examples for refuting. She takes a deep breath, straightening her back like a seagull perched on a nearby rocks, seemingly ready to throw out more arguments. They are never going to play at this rate. Just will keep arguing back and forth. All right, now it's not the time for debate. The corrector timely intervenes to prevent the argumentative atmosphere from deteriorating.
Fine.
Sophia is right. We can't forget what's important.
Hmm?
Oh, I remember. Children's game. Someone shoot that guy
Well, that's
in the knee,
outstanding.
at the very least. Let's start then. We'll see who's more correct in due course. Loudly and clearly state the puzzle.
For instance,
A merchant needs to transport a wolf, a sheep, and a cabbage across a river, but can only take one at a time. When he's not around, the wolf will eat the sheep, and the sheep will eat the vegetables. How many trips does he needs to make to cross the river? Well, huh. Okay.
and then
This question
Of course.
is very simple, as expected. 210 quickly takes over the conversation.
Well, that's outstanding.
How about I help you assign those steps? I plan to experience the game for myself. You can take a little rest.
Or,
Oh, it seems you don't need the latter. There's no sign of fatigue from 37. Well, yes, they just started. She holds her notebook high, trying to get it to level with 210's line of sight.
it's like this.
I think this is clear enough. Remember, don't miss a single word. Okay, available shapes. You know, from a third point of view, dude arguing with the little girl could mean that he's either envious of her or he just wanted to play too. I think the answer is both. A little bit of a column B and a little bit of column A in this case. Because for all his supposed popularity, I don't think that 210 has any actual friends on this island. Anyone he could call a friend. Not really. He has just popularity won from being an asshole that argues with everyone and sometimes wins the arguments. He's basically the class clown. It happens with the fragile popular people, true. He can stand that he's not the center of attention at times, basically. I knew people like that. But honestly, usually I don't associate with such people for long. I can't stand such attitude in general. Okay. Wait for 210 and participants to communicate. And that person is me. Oh, not by a long shot. My dude, I know people who are unsufferable. Or rather, I knew them. You wouldn't believe.
attention, please.
We'll start with myself. The triangle represents loading the wolf onto the boat.
Or,
Next is the monad, loading the sheep onto the boat.
in fact.
The line segment, put the cabbage on the boat. He quickly and briefly rattles off several corresponding steps.
Sophia.
Now it's the turn of Star of Hermes and the corrector.
Like I said.
And me, please don't forget me.
That's true.
The hexagon, good. So you represent the unload all cargo. Sorry, getting hiccups. There we go.
Of course.
Finally, 37, the Star of Hermes. Now row the boat to the right bank, and Sophia, the methodical rectangle, now row the boat to the left bank.
Have fun, 37.
Please check if I've said anything wrong or missed anything. Sophia takes the notebook from 37, reading it word for word. After careful scrutiny by the corrector, the answer is deemed correct.
Thanks a lot.
No need to delay further. Let's just start sorting. Okay. Alright, so put the ship on the boat. Should be first, right? Put the ship on the boat. Row to the right bank. Unload all cargo. Oh, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream, by the way. So we unloaded all cargo. Now row to the left. Put on the cabbage, for example. No. Am I doing this right? Yes. Put on the cabbage. Row to the right bank. Unload all cargo. Back to the left.
And then
Huh? But all right, but if we leave the sheep and cabbage there, it will disappear. So I'm missing some kind of step there. The wolf must really need to go to the other side of the river if it waits for you to come back. True. Maybe it's a train wolf. Who knows? It's a mystery. So wait. On the right bank, sheep cabbage. Right. It gets eaten at this point. So how do I do this? I'm fairly sure that we have to start with the cabbage. No, we can do it differently. We can start with the sheep, I think. Oh no, the result will be the same, right? To come back, if you do that, the sheep will eat the wolf. Right? Well, we have to start with either the cabbage or the sheep. No, we have to start with the sheep. Otherwise, the wolf will eat the sheep. If we start with the wolf, the sheep will eat the cabbage, right?
for instance,
There must be a way to ensure nothing gets eaten. Choosing the order in which to carry the goods is the key. Yes, I'm aware. That's a horrible advice. We know that. So, put on the ship on the boat. No, we can carry only one thing at a time. That's the point of it. As far as I know. Right. The boat can only load one type of cargo. There we go. So, put on the ship. Row. Unload all cargo. There we go. Row left. If we take the wolf now, it will eat the sheep if we row away. So how do we even do this? Solution, row across alone? Well, that doesn't solve anything. The sheep will eat the cabbage and the wolf will eat the sheep, right? The problem solved itself. And then just take the wolf across and you took everything across. Right? inside one, inside the other. You know what? Let's try and see what happens. Roll to the right. You know what? Nothing happens actually. That's interesting. They don't eat each other at the start. Surprising. You cannot do it like that, unfortunately. Okay. So, again, jokes aside, I'm fairly sure that we have to start with the sheep. Because you start with anything else and something gets eaten. To the right bank, unload all cargo. Right. Row to the left bank. Now we can take either the cabbage or the wolf. If we take the wolf, it will eat the sheep, right? If we take the cabbage, the sheep will eat the cabbage. So how are we doing this? Or maybe you can only bring the one thing. Yes, correct. I think I have an inkling of what to do. You could... So bring back things as needed? You are right. You are absolutely correct. And I think that you have to do it like that. I had a flash of insight in that direction as well. So now we are on the left. We take the wolf, row to the right bank, unload all cargo. Now we take the ship with us, row to the left, unload the ship, take the cabbage. No, put on the cabbage. Now row to the right bank, unload. Back to the left, put on the ship. Back to the right and unload. There we go. A little bit convoluted, but not too difficult.
Thanks a lot.
Just a lot of steps. It looks like it will be quicker and more interesting to proceed in groups of 3, as I suggested.
In fact,
What's interesting without a bit of competition?
this is what people
You should
call
consider what I said,
genius.
37.
Object!
Of course, I considered it first. Debate never ceases without temporary pause. Debate never ceases without temporary pause. It's like a shark lurking underwater, slowly moving. Right, they're bickering back and forth endlessly. Now it has found a good opportunity, showing its dorsal fin while the corrector gazes at the water. Okay, that's another part done. Some more drops for the pools. By the way, speaking of pools, I've noticed yesterday that a new banner showed up for Marsha. And honestly, I'm really split whether or not I should pull on her first or on the twins coming next patch when the collab event drops. Because Marsha would almost complete a team for me. I would have 3/4 of a team completed with Isolde, Flutterpage and Marsha. I'm not sure what's more important for me right now. The twins on the smaller picture here? No, the twins will be a unit that will come with the Atomic Heart collab event, the twin robots from the Atomic Heart. Don't know if you are familiar with the game. I mean, I want the twins for the reason that they are limited, and that will be the only chance of getting them, but Marsha is a very good unit. That would help me a lot. So I'm kind of split. Or who I should be getting first. Because I don't have that many pools. I have right now like, what? 6 pools? 10 pools total. Until the event drops on, I think, 24th or 23rd, I will have like a couple of days left on Marsha's banner. So I'm thinking that I'll be pulling on the twins first, and whatever is left from their pools will be dropped on Marsha. Probably. So for now, I'm still amassing my pools, touching no banners.
She ain't
You
looking at
already
me.
know the answer, you are
don't
just
think.
looking for an excuse to
Just
follow.
staring off into
No,
space.
incorrect. I'm looking for a correction that I'm wrong, or otherwise that I should change the plan. I'm looking for people more knowledgeable in units of the game telling me that I'm being dumb. Basically. Okay, let's go back to the event. To the story, rather. Okay, so part 6, just numbers. The sight in front of them seemed much like it always did. The salty breeze and the grains of sand carried by it. 2 figures strolled hand in hand. No one cared about the children sneaking away from the congregation, they just had to be careful to avoid getting caught. This is another flashback, I'm guessing, from that filter over the screen. Right, this is a tiny Sophia and tiny 37. Wow, this place is so beautiful and wide. It's much bigger than my yard back home. Well, I bet. Have you ever played hopscotch? Sophia pointed towards several lines drawn in the sand with shells. Together, the lines formed clumsy squares. Jump from here to there, but don't step on the lines or squash the shells. I used to play this game before I came to the island. It's different from hide and seek, you can play it alone too. The forever alone game. That sounds fun. But I can't understand the meaning of the lines. They don't form a pattern I can recognize. Maybe I need more time to understand the meaning. You're overthinking this, girl. 37 playfully kicked up some sand, twirling around. Why do we only jump on the squares? Adding a 9-point circle to this game would be nice. 4 inscribed circles, 12 tangential circles. It'd be amazing if you only jumped from the points. She shared her thoughts, trying to convey what she saw in her mind's eye. Her tone grew earnest and persistent, trying to illustrate the things she imagined. Yet it was like endlessly picking up shiny pebbles on the beach. Just like today. Okay. 210 always tries to make simple things complicated. You just wanted us to finish the game's problems. Well, that flashback has shown us that you are not that different from him in this aspect. You wanted to overcomplicate hopscotch as well when you first learned about it.
The scripture says...
Well, of course, the scripture says one who does not divide the problem into 3 parts cannot achieve true wisdom. But that's no reason to propose 3-player matches. The present scene intertwines seamlessly with the past memories, unaffected by time. The girl's rare smile piqued her companion's curiosity, and she came over. Sophia, what's on your mind? What made you so happy?
I think...
I was thinking, since the emanation, we've hardly ever gathered together like this. 6 became 6. You've taken over your mother's research, and 210 is always so busy with his proofs and fraternizing. 210 is busy being a pest to everyone, basically. Even discussion like the one we just had happens so rarely now. Yet after all this time, you remain so resolute. It's like you never changed. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I have changed. Yeah, you grew whole 5 centimeters. Jesus Christ. You grew whole 5 centimeters or so. You're still tiny, but not so tiny as you were. Raising her hand high, 37 gestures from the ground to her head. I've grown taller than before. Well, there we go. I've guessed correctly. And my hair is longer and harder to manage now. Yeah, I was about to ask about that. How are you managing those hair on a island that is so primitive? I know from my past experience that managing hair that long is no easy task, even with modern advancements. And on an island that styles itself after Greece/Rome, that has to be a nightmare, honestly. It takes much longer for you to comb it. Oh, so there's an answer. You've burdened Sophia with it, with taking care of your hair. Must be nice. Not these surface level changes, 37.
Fine.
Oh, then I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Sophia!
Never mind then. Never mind that. I need your help, Sophia. We're down to the last 2 questions. Just a stone's throw from the answer. I was hoping we could finish it together. Okay. So, another puzzle. Look for the last participant.
It's like this.
Every time we went, everything went as I said, and it didn't take much time.
A perfect number.
Just one more shape to go. So we need one more person willing to play. Will it be 6? 57 turns to the crowd, waving her arms in an open invitation. A little girl who has had been watching for a long time is nudged forward by her friend.
Or like this?
I can do it. I've wanted to choose for a long time. This last heptagon, I'd like to pick it. 7 is a unique, respected number. The believers nod in agreement. This number is quite familiar to them. I would hope so. I don't think we've met anyone calling themselves 7 in this island yet.
Sure.
As a prime number, it is indeed special in some ways. But that's not important now. Well, we'll know the answer soon enough. All 7 participants are ready. 37 tilts her head, unconcerned about the discussion around her. She doesn't take back the notebook from Sophia.
Sophia!
We have to complete the game together. So this question is for you, Sophia. I'm leading everyone for the last question. Well, I can't think of any problem with that. 210 didn't make any mistakes just now. If he could do it smoothly, of course you can too. Shots fired. If 210 could do it, anyone could. A light jab at him.
Well,
Okay, I'll try to be careful not to mess up. Okay. This question is, arrange everyone's seats in order. Where will the rectangle sit?
I understand.
The rectangle? That would require confirming my order. Firstly, the rectangle is on the left half of the line, but not the leftmost. Communicate with others to understand the seating order, right?
Of course.
Unfortunately, I'm as far away from the Star of Hermes as possible. The pentagram is almost at the farthest distance. And I'm as far from the monad as the triangle is from the pentagram.
Sorry.
According to what the notebook says, I'm not adjacent to the line segment. The triangle is not in the seat adjacent to me, so it's a quiet seat.
That's great.
My seat is right in the middle of the line.
It's
I'm
really
adjacent to
good.
the heptagon, so we can play together. Okay. So one is right in the middle. That should help.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. I knew you'd do great.
That's great.
Only the final sorting remains. Don't worry, it's pretty easy too.
It's all right. They are beautiful.
Glad I could help. The corrector hands the notebook back to 37, observing the squares in the sand.
I think...
Maybe it's like this. Let me try. Okay. So, center of the lineup. There is how many squares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8? 1, 2, 3, 4... No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, 7. So, center of the lineup has to be here. The heptagon. Adjacent to the heptagon. Not adjacent to the triangle. It's in the left half, but not the leftmost. The pentagram tries to be as far away from you as possible. Right, this is 210 and this is 37. They don't like each other, so they try to be as far from each other as possible. That checks out. The triangle to pentagram equals my distance to the monad. I'm not adjacent to the line segment. So let's try this. Okay. Is in the left half, but not the leftmost. Let's try this. Triangle to the pentagram equals my distance to the monad. Not adjacent to the triangle. Let's try this. Like this. Like this. Line segment is in the wrong position, is it? So I have to switch something around. Nope, that was wrong, that's for sure. What do I have to change then? Jason to the heptagon. This is the heptagon. In the center, it's correct. What could I change?
For instance,
The triangle and the pentagram should try to be as far apart as possible, with monad and the line segment equally far apart. Determining the furthest distance is the key to solving this problem. Right. It's 3 parts apart. Rectangle is in the wrong position. Right. So we have to change this around somehow. If we were to... Let's start again. Try like this. Sitting adjacent to the heptagon. Okay, maybe like that. The line and the monad. Ah, there we go. Okay, I solved it. That wasn't too hard. Honestly, I'm surprised that I solved this as fast as I did. I'm horrible at puzzles like this, usually. Closing her notebook, 37 felt every detail course through her body. The result was clear. From the beginning, everyone could see the number laid bare on the paper. 6333434533. A composite number divisible by 41. Its largest prime factor was 154474013. Okay. If you saw it as a sequence, it was a simple combination of 3s, 4s, and 5s. And a 6. 3 appeared 6 times, 4 appeared twice, while 5 and a 6 appeared once each. Whether you look at it as a number or a sequence, it feels like something is missing. Hughes annotated shapes must hold the key.
Let me think.
I'm still convinced that she's looking for a meaning in a place where there's none, honestly. I just haven't figured out what those little points mean yet. 37 pointed to an ink blotch on the notebook directly under a hexagon.
Or?
It's just an coincidental smear.
It's like this.
But look, there's the same mark below this question later on too.
In fact?
Sometimes, for convenience sake, they put a dot over repeating decimals in infinite series. That dot above, that's dot above, but this one's below. Perhaps Sophia's father thought 6 had its limitations.
No, that's not
That
right.
makes no sense. It can be. Having sense of humor every now and then wouldn't hurt. Right, that was his jab at 6. He shrugged, pretending indifference to 37's rebuttal.
I
Admit I overcomplicated Hugh's marks at first. There are so many possible attributes that they easily steered my thinking in the wrong direction. Remember what you said to me earlier. Don't complicate simple things.
Or,
Maybe there's no deep meaning in these symbols. Maybe you've just made it complex.
no.
No, absolutely
Doesn't
not.
make sense.
You didn't leave these marks at random. Or maybe he did. Why are you so convinced of it? Look, only the question whose answer is number 3 have this kind of pattern. It's a small puzzle related to the number of triangles.
I think...
My father did love geometric shapes. I think 37 might be onto something. Feeling supported, 37 confidently continued.
I think...
I thought if I experienced the game firsthand, I'd understand the meaning behind these marks and sequences. But I still don't get it.
Let me think.
There's something missing here. And it's because I don't understand Hugh very well enough. If I were Sophia...
oh,
Oh, so the conclusion is there is no secret to this game after all? In that case, it looks like I've won. You won what, my dude? There was no competition in this.
210.
Don't be so hasty, 210.
The scripture says...
The scripture says the learned remain silent. They listen attentively and take others' words seriously. Yeah, he's not doing that, that's for sure. So perhaps you will show yourself to be a proper learned scholar and let me finish without interruption. In short, shut the hell up, my dude. The teachings also exhorts us to listen to the sound of the wind.
meaning?
They demand that we earnestly listen to everything to expand our thinking. Have you considered that I too am a part of everything? Thinking about your arguments, simple games can hold the most beautiful wisdom.
In fact?
But now you realize that the wisdom eludes you because you don't understand Hugh well enough. Can't you see, 37? I don't even need to knock your castle down. It's already a puddle of quicksand. 210 sarcastically shook his head, implying that the conclusion was self-evident. Unyielding, 37 crossed her arms.
You haven't truly understood it.
More meaningless rhetoric. Calm down and let me explain. The beauty of wisdom should apply to everyone. Yet you want to uncover the truth through personal relationships.
Or?
Maybe this sequence indeed holds meaning, but perhaps it's just a personal note Hugh gave to his daughter after all. It's not a collection of axioms, it's a personal notebook. These numbers might only hold meaning for Hugh and Sophia. But what use do you have for them? The scripture also says, do not easily extend your right hand to others. In other words, one should attend to their own affairs. Yet the Star of Hermes eagerly takes away others' proofs and treats them as her playthings.
Meaning?
Aren't the material left by your mother enough to pass the time? 210's mockery was evident in his words. But his opponent remained steadfast. No, the teachings mean that we shouldn't easily impart wisdom and knowledge to those who don't appreciate it. You've twisted its meaning. Once you enter the temple, you cannot turn back. In the pursuit of truth, insufficient knowledge is worse than total ignorance. Since I've begun exploring this, how can I stop halfway?
Essentially,
And the meaning of the numbers isn't determined by anyone. They exist, unrelated to time, space, and who we are. They are not someone's property.
right?
If none of us know the sequence, how can we assert its nature? The conversation veered again towards the endless back and forth. Right. They are getting nowhere with this. Oh no. The corrector felt torn, caught between the two. Mediating disputes was her strength, but this seemed, despite the emotions, to be a well-reasoned debate. Maybe she should leave them to exhaust the truth. It aligned more with the scholarly approach. As she pondered this, 37 suddenly turned to her.
Uh-huh.
In that case, let Sophia be the judge. So you are pushing the responsibility to your friend yet again. That's a inconvenient move. Uncover the secrets in the notebook and see who's right. Don't let me check something quickly. Ah, never mind. Okay. Uncover the secrets in the notebook and see who's right. I agree. Let the corrector determine the truth. Oh, so this is how it's going to be. She sighed, regretting her momentary hesitation. It would be too difficult to refuse the expectant gazes of her friends. Fine, I'll
Well,
make the judgment. First, let me go over the game properly. Okay. And we did the part 6. Now we are at part 7. I think we'll be able to finish this today, but I don't know about starting the next side event. Anyway, I'll take a short bathroom break, so be right back. And I'm back. Okay. Where were we? Right, part 7. Sand and gold. This island holds so many quirks, and 37 possesses the greatest of them all. She was born with her own set of numbers, always clear about where she is headed. When she speaks of those never-ending numbers on the beach, those beautiful proofs, it feels like coming face to face with eternity. No, eternity is another character. You haven't met her yet. At the same time, I deeply understand my own simplicity and ordinariness. Is that a word? I mean, do you even use the word ordinary like this? Isn't that like a mistake? Linguistically? That's the first time that I'm seeing someone use the word ordinary in this form.
There's nothing wrong with letting the stars shine where they should.
There's
And
nothing
those
wrong.
who look up will continue to look up.
There's nothing wrong with letting the stars shine where they should. And those who look up will continue to look up. Tidying the lab, managing her hair, listing supplies, receiving guests. What are you, a butler? There's no need for these little things to occupy 37's attention. Her time should be spent on more significant research. So she basically dedicated herself to be 57's assistant. But beyond all that, 57 is like a bright star, newly born. She disregards among conventions, is curious about many new things, and has a playful, carefree spirit. Just like any other childhood friend. 57 has her own pursuits. And I have a task to complete. Verify the answers 37 gives me. He touched her father's notebook, closing her eyes. She remembered many vivid fragments. Sipping sands on the beach, the sting of her fingers as she polished her lenses. The fragrance of cinnamon and chicken peas lingering in the air. A ship cleaves through the water's surface, approaching the shore, before disintegrating amid fading cheers. Right. Then everything moved forward, beyond the surging waves, back to the humble streets. Memories from beyond the island that belonged exclusively to Sophia. Reaching back to her blurry childhood impressions. She was different from that lone star, suspended in the sky. She was born to the tangible and belonged to this dim world of phenomena. She rummaged through her jar of memories in search of some trinket worthy of trading for a coin. Indeed, she was a diligent, serious girl. And so, after examining every small stone in the jar, she finally found a satiating answer. I understand now. 63334345533. This isn't just a string of numbers, a sequence, a proverb, or some new truth we've yet to comprehend.
This is
a musical score. Is it? I mean, technically you could denote the musical notes with a sequence like that, I suppose. A musical score? What's that? The world wasn't within 37's scope of thoughts. She widened her eyes in surprise, showing her curiosity plainly.
Actually,
People often use this method to notate melodies. This musical score is the beginning of a song. It's quite a popular tune in my hometown, one which my father loved to hum. He must have poured his heart into these questions. So, essentially, this set of games was like a memo to his daughter, saying "think of home" or something to that effect. Listen to Sophia sing that familiar song. Okay. The sea breeze whips over past the rocks and geometric shapes, scattering a handful of fine sand. The grains gather into the tiny mounds at the edges of her shoes. After helping 37 with the validation, the crowd disperses into groups to go about their own business. Only a few figures remain on the beach.
is everything,
I think
all
I
of it
still
just
remember
about
how
this number?
this song goes.
Will it explain everything?
Okay. Arrange the scattered notes to play the phrase 6 3 3 3 4 3 4 5 3 3. Right. Start. So 6 3 3 3 4 3 5 3 3. Did I miss something? 6 3 threes, right? A 4, a 3. Oh, I missed a note there, I think. No, wait. 4 3 4. Now 5 and 3 3. There we go. I missed one note. There we go. Okay. Yes, that's the candy hidden in the jar among the stones. The calls of the seagulls, the sound of the waves crashing up and down, and the sound of my own breathing becomes calm and distant. Except for that song. Don't know about that. I'm not sure if that sounds like the note that we played. Perhaps it's... If she could just recall the initial notes, the subsequent phrases would naturally follow. At first, stumbling and hoarse, soon the song became fluent, resonating across the quiet beach.
Oh!
I knew numbers could be music, but why didn't I think of it earlier? I was so close. A musical score, but I've never heard of this notation method. 57 didn't stay low for long. She quickly perked up, genuinely praising her companion's revelation.
Brilliant!
That's a lovely song. And you sing it so well, Sophia.
Well, that's outstanding.
I suppose everyone got what they wanted. You've solved the puzzle, Sophia, uncovered the song for her father left behind, and I won. Did you? Did you really?
Object!
Why? My initial theory was correct. The string of numbers did have a deeper meaning after all.
In fact,
But you glossed over the musical score. As I foresaw, this has nothing to do with you from the start. Well, you are technically correct, the best kind of correct, as they say. It's just a distant hometown ballad that father left for his daughter, with no profound meaning, no wonderful wisdom, no transcendent truth. Or is it? Maybe there is a deeper meaning to it, after all. But you just had to whimsically stir things up again to satisfy your curiosity. Everything tilts around you, regardless of whether it gets disturbed, shattered, or at times accomplished. Did you recently look in a mirror, my dude? Glass houses and throwing rocks and all that.
this is what people call genius.
That's the genius the people talk about.
But you, our star of Hermes, are the gold hidden in the sand on the never-ending beach.
But don't worry, my words are just inconsequential grains of sand compared to you, the star of Hermes. The golden treasures are buried in the endless beach, aren't they? Everyone's willing to play along. After all, flocking to a genius is more interesting than following an ordinary person. But I played the game and verified it. And I told Sophia there must be a secret in the notebook. This was a rare moment. 37 was at a loss for words. Bewildered, she looked at Sophia with a furrowed brow, hoping to hear a judgment strong enough to defeat 210. Why are you looking to Sophia to get a save there? I agree. 210 has won. Harsh but true.
Huh? Oh.
Oh, alright. Her shoulders slumped as all the inspiration that had driven her thus far vanished in a breath. This time, 37 didn't perk up again. Instead, she hung her head and kicked at some sand, before burying her head in her robe like a seabird. That's a weird expression.
Actually,
It's true. This notebook doesn't contain the wondrous wisdom of the scriptures. The string of numbers could only be solved by me, because the others didn't know Hugh. 210 was the first to predict the result. That's undeniable.
I think...
But I still believe that 37 achieved her goal too. Sophia's words spurred 37 from sinking deeper into the shallow holes she'd already made in the sand with her feet. She froze, waiting to hear what Sophia was going to say next.
Actually...
No matter what you think, it was 37 who first uncovered these numbers, bringing this memory back to me. If it wasn't for her determination, I wouldn't have had the chance to hear this song again. I still remember what 37 told me about the proof of the existence of the infinite prime numbers. Sophia smiled at her as 37 nodded, both enthusiastic and confused. My father, Hugh, was a corrector like me. He was the previous person responsible for handling matters of the island. But over time, his name faded into obscurity, leaving behind only a sharp-edged cube, a dusty notebook, and a pair of broken glasses. Like the Formula 37 once etched on the beach, his memory has long been washed away by the waves. Although Hugh's spirit has returned to its source, you can still hear the melody he left behind. Perhaps the one who first sang this song has been swept away by time, faded into nothingness, but his notes still echo into eternity. Just as we recall the proof Euclid penned over the 2000 years ago, like 37 said, the power of proof lies in its simplicity and universality. This tune holds a certain universality too.
Actually?
Yes, it's not mathematical theory in the truest sense, and it doesn't speak to the essence. It's only a gleaming shard left by Hugh, like grains of sand reflecting faint light on the shore. Yet this universality allows it to persist through time, crossing the vast spaces and arriving at this moment at place. Let's take a moment to listen to this song. Simply listen. The disputes and differences dissolve in the soft breath of the breeze. The beach returned to silence, and only melody lingered. Okay. It's interesting to see that Sophia basically was an arbitrator of conflict on the island, in a sense, despite not being from this island originally, being more or less an outsider, being a very young teen to boot. I mean, originally it was her father that was serving this role, so she had to take over because, well, he got poofed by the emanation. So there's that. So it was forced on her before the correct time, so to speak. Still, it's interesting to see that they trusted such a role to a young teen. Okay, so part 8, Endless Shoreline. The last one. I used to think whether other people's opinions didn't matter to 37. Even in the most heated arguments, she never paid them much attention. With ordinary eyes, it's difficult to perceive changes in the vastness beyond us. But now I understand how to notice them. The faint scrape of fingers brushing over geometry. The different grains of sand I scoop up when I bend over. The changes are slow and gradual, but they are there. Apollo's star had risen high, and the star of Hermes' game had ended. It was time to head back to that room filled with scattered papers. 57, what's on your mind? 57 steps were unusually slow. She wondered if the verdict had hit her harder than she predicted. The ever-scrupulous corrector began to regret her decision. Perhaps it would have been better for 6 to maintain the balance. Sophia. 57 started somberly, her words flatter than usual. I hope I didn't waste your time. Do you think it was all just a pointless game? The doubt spilled out of her, eagerly awaiting an answer. course not. That song means a lot to me. It's a precious memory. Are you upset, 37? You didn't seem so down when we listened to the song earlier. Well, that's because it had such a lovely cadence, and you sang it so well. Her praise came sincerely and quickly, no doubt about it. But what surprised me was when you mentioned that proof about the infinite primes. I remember it, but I have no idea when I told you about it. Of course, I remember, 37. It was a beautiful proof. I'll always remember it. But that didn't comfort her much. Distractedly, 37 grabbed at her hair. So, have I messed up your memories of you? I don't think so. You reminded her of a cherished memory, so there's that. Barging in, disrupting your memories, and leaving a mess behind. Sophia widened her eyes slightly. 37, are you still bothered by what 210 said? She averted her eyes. That was rare. Sophia, what's so funny? Sorry, I just never thought I'd see you care about something he said. You're right. You really have changed a lot after all.
Sure.
Of course. Didn't I tell you that? Not just my height. I've even changed where I sit at the table. As the distance between me and the table changes, so does the best angle for catching the sun. I'm not talking about height or seats. Sophia shook her head with a soft smile. It was a gentle, rare, loving gesture. 37. Do you know why I've never forgotten that proof about infinite primes?
Actually.
Because it made me ponder such distant things for the first time. Before I didn't care about what eternity meant. It's a name of a character in the game. It felt like nothing, some faraway notion.
I think...
Now I stand here, fully aware that the island under our feet will one day disappear, washed away like sand by the tide. But I also believe some things will endure, like the grains of gold buried in the silt. The island was vast enough to house an entire school of thought, yet it was also so small, a speck in the waves. And we, living amidst it, could only remember fleeting moments. Yes, because the world we see is transient. 57 nodded seriously. This topic was more familiar to her than discussing dinner plans. You shared it with me because the eternity and beauty that the infinite holds, and its universality through nature. From then on, I've seen the gold in the sands. And in turn, I shared Hugh's song with you. If it brought you joy, that means it has meaning for you too.
Perhaps.
Maybe it's not the transcendent essence you were seeking, but those who hear the song will feel it, remember it, maybe even hum it one day. That is universal beauty too.
Oh!
So that's it. I get it now. The confusion vanishes from 37's face, and she returned all at once to her usual cheerful self. Yeah, this is basically a memory that the whole group shares between them now. So, if nothing else, it's everyone's memory now. This song isn't just for Hugh and Sophia anymore because you shared it with us, right? So it's universal and belongs to everyone who hears it. Just like the proof I shared with you.
Huh?
Why are you laughing again, Sophia?
Never mind.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm just thinking about how you are always turning everything into a proof to understand it. When it's as simple as enjoying music with friends. I suppose I still can't quite grasp this kind of simplicity. 57 thought hard about this, puzzling over it like a new problem. But thankfully, she soon had a new idea, as always. Sharing is really a solid argument. I bet 210 would struggle to argue against it. I knew my viewpoint was right. I'm going to tell him right away. Jesus Christ, girl, just let it go. He's not going to care, he's going to argue. This whole sub-event is basically a history of bickering between 210 and 57. Their never-ending argument war. 37 hurried off and caught up with 210, who was leafing through another magazine.
Meaning?
What now, Sophia? Declared I won and nothing can change that? About that, my dude. A new challenger appears. You were just a spectator making random guesses while I uncovered a valuable song. Believe what you want. I've said enough today. I'd like a bit of peace and quiet now. He deliberately slowed down, trailing behind Sophia and 37. 37 took it as 210 conceding, and her steps became light as air. Well, except for some trivial details, everything went smoothly today.
A perfect number.
It's the number 9, the Trinity of Peace, Friendship and Harmony, absolutely perfect. Oh, that's right. 57 turned to Sophia with a sudden recollection, a joyful smile spreading across her face.
Sophia!
Come on, Sophia. Give me your hand.
Here you go.
This is for you. Huh? The feathers, shells and pebbles formed a lovely decorative chain. There was a lone pebble next to it. Is this for me?
Sure.
Of course. And this one, I found it on the beach just now. The pattern forms a fantastic number. You can add it to the chain, or you can, give it a toss in the waves.
Thank you.
Thanks, 37.
That's great.
I came to the beach this morning to give it to you. But I found myself sidetracked and completely forgot. Lost to the side quests.
It's alright.
That's alright, 57. I really appreciate your gift. That's great. Shall we hang out again tomorrow, Sophia? I'll catch up with my research in no time. Oh, the day after tomorrow could work too. We could make this a regular island activity. She's looking for excuses to just play around with her friend. Cute. Now was the time, relaxed and pleasant enough, for her to ask what she had left unsaid. 7.
It's everything.
All
of it just about
these
this
numbers
number.
have this infinite meaning
Will it
to you?
explain everything? Sure.
Of course. 57 answered without missing a beat. So 57 is just one number in the infinite progression? If it's not, what else could it be? 110, 37, 6. Even if we were gone, these numbers won't disappear.
For instance,
Just like you don't need 3 seagulls, 3 stones, or 3 people to prove the number 3 exists. Numbers exist outside of all that.
thank you.
Thanks, Fate 7. I think I understand your answer. I've got some other things to take care of. Let's hang out later if there's time.
Mm-hmm.
Deal.
Oh,
Wait, I see 6 coming back. Fate 7 waved at the dot on the horizon as seagulls, as a seagull swooped above them. She sprang up, greeting the leader.
uh-huh.
Good morning, 6. 210 and I had a disagreement over something. But the sequence, it's connected to a song.
Afraid I don't know much about songs.
But it's only logical, isn't it? Is there any doctrine from our past that fits this situation? Thinking things through, Thinking things through can help purify one's intellect.
We need.
Perhaps a period of quiet contemplation will be helpful.
Fine.
That doesn't suit me well, I'm afraid. Alright, I'll come up with more convincing new arguments on my own. It was clear that 37 wasn't satisfied with 6's suggestion. The debate would keep going in the coming days. Watch your step, all your trip.
It's like this.
Don't worry, as long as I stick to the right order of steps, I won't fall. Don't forget, we've got to hurry, or we'll miss mealtime. That seagull looks as stout as her. We could calculate the seagull's speed by counting steps. Why, though? Why do you need that?
Huh?
Well, where did we stop counting? You can spend all day counting seagulls on the beach tomorrow.
Well, that's outstanding.
That could be the topic for my next essay.
Mm-hmm.
Planning to cover up a weak argument with a bunch of superfluous dribble again? Alright, you two, let's pick up the pace. There are other ways to figure out its speed.
284 steps.
He's still counting his steps for some reason. We still don't know why.
Thank you.
Thanks, 6.
Hmm.
And the time it took us to get here is... So this is basically a slice of life from the life of Apiron members before the chapter began, the chapter 5 as we know it, before Vertin landed here, and before Manus Vindicte people arrived with Arcana. Huh. It was nice, I suppose. Not very important to the plot, I suppose. But it gave us more insight to how people on this island lived on a day-to-day basis. And we reconfirmed that 210 was an asshole, always, since the beginning of his life. So there's that. Alright, so I think we'll wrap up at this point, because I don't have much time left on this stream slot to begin another sub-event. So I'd rather take a quicker break and start another stream quicker as well. So, thank you for watching if you did. If you missed anything, I recommend going to my YouTube channel, which is linked in the description in Twitch, also available through the chat command of !YouTube to get the link directly. And the upcoming schedule for my streams for this week and for the next week will be available on my Discord server, which is also linked in the description and available under the chat command of exclamation Discord. Again, thank you for watching. I'll be taking a 1 hour break and we'll be back around 7:45, I suppose, of the time zone GMT +1. So 1 hour from now. Ciao. See you around next time.